Julian Cross checked into the Ashwick Hotel on a rainy Tuesday night, exhausted from driving across the state. The building was old but grand, its high ceilings lined with ornate chandeliers, its carpets threadbare from decades of guests. The receptionist was polite but strangely insistent. "Stay out of the basement, Mr. Cross. Guests have no business down there." Julian nodded, but curiosity gnawed at him. The hotel felt wrong. The air seemed too heavy, as if something massive lurked beneath the floors. That night, after most of the guests had gone silent, he heard it, a dragging sound beneath his room, slow and deliberate, like something huge shifting in the dark. Against every instinct, Julian followed the noise. He found the basement door unlocked, and the moment he stepped inside, the hotel seemed to hold its breath. The stairs wound downward far longer than they should have, stone walls dripping with moisture. The smell of mildew grew overwhelming. The dragging sound echoed louder, joined now by a guttural, wet breathing. Julian's phone light quivered in his hand as he reached the bottom. The basement wasn't a basement at all. It was a cavern, stretching endlessly into shadow. Piles of broken furniture, suitcases, even whole doors were stacked like discarded toys. And in the center of it all, the monster. It was grotesque, its body hunched and twisted, covered in folds of pale, wet flesh that pulsed as though alive. Limbs jutted at odd angles, too long, too thin, with fingers that scraped across the stone floor. Its head sagged under the weight of its own bulk, eyes pale and lidless, mouth hanging open in a permanent, silent scream. When it turned toward Julian, the drag of its body across the ground was deafening. Julian froze, convinced his life was about to end. But instead of lunging, the creature lowered itself, pressing its head to the ground, as if bowing. Julian backed up against the wall, heart hammering. The thing didn't move. It only bowed lower, its chest heaving with wet, rattling breaths. "What do you want from me?" he whispered. The creature stirred, and for the first time it made a sound. Not words, but a deep, guttural groan that rattled the cavern. A sound of submission. Julian shook his head. No, you're not real. I'm dreaming." But the piles of discarded furniture weren't just random junk. They were remnants of rooms, guest rooms. He saw a cracked wardrobe he swore had been in the hallway upstairs. A bed frame, even a chandelier. The realization hit him like a blow. The monster had been tearing the hotel apart from beneath, devouring its very structure piece by piece. And yet, it waited for him. It wasn't hunger in its pale eyes, it was recognition. Julian forced out words, trembling. "Stand up." The creature rose instantly, towering, its limbs unfolding until it scraped the cavern ceiling. It obeyed. Julian's breath hitched as the truth sank in. The monster wasn't here to kill him. It was waiting. "Why me?" he asked, voice cracking. The thing groaned again, a hideous broken sound. And in the flicker of his phone light, Julian saw faint scars across its flesh. Letters, carved deep into its skin. Names, hundreds of them. Every one crossed out, except his. His name, Julian Cross, freshly carved across its chest, still oozing. He staggered back, bile rising in his throat. No. The monster stepped closer, and in that thunderous groan came something unmistakable. Master. Julian clutched his head. He wanted to run, to scream, but the weight of it pressed down on him. This thing, it listened only to him. His hand trembled as he lifted it, pointing toward the piles of broken furniture. "Destroy it." With a roar, the creature obeyed, smashing the remnants into splinters, dust and stone raining down. The sound shook the cavern. Julian realized, horrified, that every command he gave, it would carry out. Julian stumbled back up the endless stairs, gasping for air as dawn bled into the hotel lobby. The receptionist was gone. The chandelier above swayed gently, dust falling with each creak. From the depths below, the sound of dragging returned. Closer, eager. Julian sat on the floor, hands over his face. He couldn't leave. He knew it now. The monster wasn't a prisoner. He was, because it listened only to him. And worse, he had tested it, given it an order, It had obeyed without question. Julian's mind reeled with the implications. Whatever command he spoke, no matter how terrible, it would fulfill. In the silence of the hotel, he whispered, shaking, "Stay." The dragging stopped instantly. Relief lasted only a heartbeat before dread settled in. He had no idea how long it would wait, and for the rest of his life, one truth would haunt him. The monster wasn't his servant. It was his responsibility. Thanks for watching. Is there anything you'd like to see in a short horror story? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe.